10 minutes early. Because why not? Okay, all of this stuff seems to be working for TikTok as well, so let's just push it live. Oh, let me like redo the title for this. There we go. I should pull up Twitch and see what my title is. Ah. Oh my gosh, come on. There we go. That's been updated. I'm gonna need these tools. I want a different tool than this one. I don't know what I did with my other multimeter. I need to find my other multimeter really quick. Should be easy to spot. It's in a big case. I have a cat that is somewhat going crazy right now. I don't know what I did with my good multimeter, like my chunky one. I would think it would be in this room. No, the multimeter is not the scam device. The scam device is in the package right here. Okay, it looks like I'm just going to use a basic multimeter for this instead of my Finercy one because I don't know where the Finercy one went. Oh, never mind, found it. Probably. Okay, there we go. Basic multimeter can go over there. My book I'm going to be using for this can go right there. It can go right there. There we go. That's better. Okay. As you guys can see, this is just got here, literally still sealed up, still in its packaging. So let's pull this out. And oh my gosh, the most generic container or box ever. Instructions, and the box can go right there. The sticker is upside down. I can't. The sticker is straight up upside down. Like, how bad of quality control do they do on these things? Honestly, fairly easy to open, which was one of my main concerns, that it would be like super glued closed. Granted, this bottom part does not want to come out. Let's see if I can just pop it open. Oh, there's like nothing in here, like at all. Oh, is that why they put a sticker on there? Is this actually a speaker grill? It is. It's a speaker grill right there. Okay. If I do that, I can get this in. I wonder if there... Oh, there might be a screw right here. Yep, there's a little screw right there. Where did I put my new iFixit screwdriver kit? Did I put it back in the box? I did. Okay. Let's use the Megalodon, because it should have a Phillips head that should be the right size for this thing. The fact that it even has a screw at all shocks me. Okay, that's just horrifying right there. So the power leads, like, this is a different design than I've seen before, for one thing. Because most of the ones I've seen before, so this big black brick right here is a resistor. It doesn't even make sound when you plug it in. When you plug this in, all it does is light up an LED. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little LED right there. I'm wondering if it um if it blinks that LED. This is so dangerous to do this like this, but here we go. Yeah, it just lights up that LED. Okay. Those are such thin wires for the AC connection Oh, that was a notification for something that happened like an hour ago. Okay, so the thing I want to know is I want to know what the resistance is of this large resistor right here. And this is set to auto right now. So what we're going to test, you know what? This will probably be easier if I use these. Because then I can just clip it onto what I need. Oh my gosh, these have gotten so twisted. Okay, I need red and black. Black's going to go into there. And then red will go into there. And that'll make my life a little bit easier because I can now just go in and put that onto there. And if I simply take this and touch it to this one, oh, the battery on this thing is too low for me to use. Okay, I need to plug this in. Let's see if I can use this while it's plugged in. I can never remember where the USB port is. Okay, so I want to go out of auto. I want specifically just the resistance here. Because this has got to be a giant resistor. Like, there's nothing else that makes sense right here. It is not picking up any resistance off of it. I mean, it is a fairly beefy resistor. I should put this like this so people can instantly recognize what's on the table. Okay. That line is going there. Oh, is that a capacitor? Okay. Oh yeah, these things just waste more electricity. They don't save you on your electric bill. They just waste electricity slowly over time. Okay, let me double check something really quick because I should be able to test this using this meter really quick. I need the English section. Also, I love that the sticker is on it upside down. Like they put the sticker on it upside down. That fills me with so much confidence. Okay, wait a second. I want to double check what the settings are when you're in this mode. Because I should be able to. Yeah. I should be able to test capacitance if this is a capacitor. Let's go right there. And right here. It's not showing up as a capacitor either. Everything in my soul is telling me that's a resistor. Because I've seen resistors built just like this, especially in automotive. But the fact that this is not labeled, an unlabeled component in an epoxy shell. Oh yeah, I don't know how people fell for this one either. This one is one of those that actually annoys me. Okay, let's make sure the meter's working. Because I can just clip that one onto there. Or not. It's just going to fall right off. Come on. Give me a good contact on here. There. That one's there. Yeah, it's able to test a capacitor. So the fact that it's not reading anything from the big black mystery brick. Oh my god. The big black mystery brick is not wired into anything. Yeah, I have painted nails. Because on the actual circuit board, it's just the traces for it and it alone. This black brick does absolutely nothing. If I removed that from this equation, this thing would work exactly the same as it did before. I am 100% convinced. Should I desolder it and find out? Okay. I'm going to quickly desolder those two wires and remove the black box, and then I'm going to plug it in and see what happens. There's one of the wires gone. Okay. The wire that has a knot in it is closest to the chip. There we go. Now I can unplug that and set it over here. I genuinely don't like plugging this thing in because it looks like it's just going to fry itself. Oh, you know what I can do to make it easier? I can completely isolate the power. Okay. I don't see any issues with how the wires are connected right now. It doesn't need that thing at all. So, this component does nothing. It does nothing in the circuit whatsoever. So this is just in here to give this more weight. Like, that's the only reason it's in the casing. This doesn't connect to the Wi-Fi at all. It doesn't have anything that could possibly even connect to the Wi-Fi. Okay. So, that's going over to... The thing I'm genuinely confused about with this thing is they're doing this in a weird way. Like, normally in a system in something like this, they would... Where'd my marker go? There it is. So in a system like this, they would do this. Then that goes to here, which has a line there. That goes to here, which has a line there. Then you have this, which is another diode and another diode like that. So I want to say that's right. Oh no, these ones are backwards. So you have a diode loop like this to make it so the power that's going in and out is only one like direction. It's been a while since I've done electronic circuits and like converting AC to DC. This thing doesn't have a normal AC to DC converter, which I thought it did, considering the ones I've seen online. It looks like it has one of these, but beefy resistors built into it, so that it could take the AC power and downgrade it to just what that LED bulb needs. Because that LED bulb is very low power compared to the rest of this circuit. Oh yeah, 100% a fire hazard. Like, have you noticed how careful I've been plugging this thing in? The couple of times I've done it? Where'd I put the other screw? Oh, they're both in there. Okay. let's see what the instructions say in this thing. Yeah, there's nothing in this circuitry that would do any of the stuff that it's describing here. What device? This device. What is it supposed to do? So supposedly, according to the documentation and pretty much every content creator that has promoted this thing so far, it is supposed to reduce your power bill. The device doesn't have like a unique name. It's just electric saving box. Yeah. No, I've seen so many creators promoting these, and like when they're told that they're a scam, the creators don't really react well. Like they usually will block people that try to say it's a scam. One of the things I really love, so the sticker on here, let me get it into frame and see if it'll focus on it. The sticker on here is upside down because this is the top. Like it's supposed to be this way. This is the top, this is the bottom. And like it's off kilter as well. And I didn't realize the reason that that sticker was there is under this sticker is a speaker port. So that is what is underneath that sticker is grading for a speaker. You can tell that it's for a speaker because on the backside it has like the recessed area you put a very specific type of speaker in. But this circuit, from what I'm seeing here, I'm going to be drawing out the specific circuit. I just have to double check a few things. But this circuit looks like all it is doing is making it so the power coming in is just one way or the other. Like it's making sure that the LED light is getting the power in the right direction. And then reducing the power from what it comes in from the power outlet down to what the LED light can use. Oh, this thing probably puts out a lot of heat. So most likely this shell was originally created for like generic sensor devices, like plug in your wall like type sensor to tell you if there's carbon monoxide or something like that. There's a lot of like these general type boxes for that type of purpose, and like all of them have been using this exact same style box. Goes this way. And so this box would just plug into your wall. The light would tell you that it's working, and then it would beep if it detected something that you were trying to make sure there wasn't. So it's kind of funny to see like firsthand what is in this thing. Because I've been trying to get content creators to open these out or open these up so we could see the circuit. But yeah. Yeah, no, like these cases, like you can usually buy a project case similar to this one for very cheap. Like these are just designed to be project cases where you can put your own circuit into it. So like if you're mass producing something and you don't want to build the casing, you can just buy this same exact casing and put your project in it instead of coming up with a custom case for what you're selling. If I don't let my cat out, she's going to eat me. Trying to get something off of her belly before I put her outside, but she did not want me getting at it. So I wonder if I can find this chip that's in here. Okay, it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this little chip is what is doing the actual like controlling of the AC current to DC. Why are there the capacitors on this thing? Like they don't need some of the components they have in this. I wonder if part of it is because so like one of the things I noticed is when it first gets power, it doesn't light up right away. It takes a second before it actually lights up. So I'm wondering if it's filling the capacitor and then once the capacitor is full, then it lights up. Which just seems like a massive waste. Like I already figured out why this is in here. This is just to give it weight so it feels like it does something. Do you think it's best to have Ethernet for a home lab, or can you do it with a good Wi-Fi? I mean, technically, you could set it up with a good Wi-Fi. I recommend having actual Ethernet, but yeah, you got to break that black box open. This thing is going to be a pain in the butt to break open because let's see if I can show you guys in there. See, like that shiny stuff down there? That is resin that is down in there. So usually something like this is going to be a resistor. Sometimes you can get capacitors like this, but it's fairly rare. Um, this is usually going to be a very like high resistance resistor. But honestly, in the tests on this thing, it doesn't even show that it has any connection whatsoever through the black box. Come on. Because on this multimeter, I am able to test a lot of different things. Yeah, if I actually hold my leads. Okay. So if I hold one lead there, yeah, it says there's no connection through this thing at all. Oh, it's now actually. Wait, is that just my resistance? It's detecting my resistance. Yeah, it is not detecting anything is in this black box. Can you ask what my tech expertise is in? That's a fairly long list. Especially with this multimeter, I don't want to leave those leads exposed. Oh, literally what we have here, this pretends to save you like money on your power bill, but all it does is light up an LED. Oh yeah, I love this multimeter that Finersi sent me. It is a really good multimeter. And I've been like, this is the one I usually grab when I need a multimeter because I can just easily use it. I usually don't like multimeters that have the auto function, but because it's so easy for me to select what I want instead of just using the auto function, I think, yeah, I love this one. This one's by Finersi. Um, and it's really nice. To the person who was asking what my tech background is, I was studying robotics engineering when I was in college. Then I dropped out of college to work as an IT professional, and I was the entire IT department for 12 different organizations. So, yeah, no, my tech background is all of the above usually. What model is the meter? This is the 2C53T. Oh, I also just closed my computer repair business that I ran for the past 8 years. So, I'm currently trying to find a new job. Found out I got turned down for the job I was wanting and hoping for. Oh, someone asked what the device is. It's these things. The electricity saving device. Yeah. This is supposed to lower your energy bill. It's called an intelligent energy saver. And at the bottom, it says the result is the best. Because there's no space between result and is on here. The result is the best. Like, this isn't going to, I'll be honest, this isn't going to raise your energy bill by a lot because you're literally just lighting up an LED. That's a fairly low power thing to do. But at the same time, the fact that this is being advertised as an energy saving device. One of the reasons I wanted this, and I'm going to be using it for, I have software to show the circuit that something uses and actually test what the circuit does in a virtual space. So I am going to be taking this circuit board. I'm going to be creating the diagram for it and showing exactly what this device is actually capable of. And also showing, yeah, that giant black box that's in the circuit, it's there for no reason. The only reason it's there is because this feels like it does nothing because there's nothing in it. Like, all this has is, let's see, is that 3 capacitors? Yeah. 3 capacitors, 1 full size resistor, and 3 mini, like, oh, what's it called? Surface mount resistors. So like this thing has no weight to it the moment you remove this thing. This weighs more than all of this. What can you do with an old Optiplex that has 8 gigabytes of DDR2? Not a whole ton in this day and age. Like, honestly, DDR3 systems are kind of the oldest I would recommend at this point. What is it supposed to be? This is supposed to be an energy-saving device. And they put the sticker over the speaker port for this thing. Also on the back here, underneath this. So normally when you're using this, you wouldn't put the sticker on this because this is how this gets airflow to cool off, and also so that if it needs to sense like stuff in the air, it has airflow coming into it so that it can detect if there's something in the air. Like, most of the time I've seen these cases, it's one of the reasons why I was shocked that these cases came out the way they did. These are usually used as like a CO2 detector. Like, this is like the most common thing I see these cases for, I just dropped my cable, is in a kitchen. Like, these will be around as a CO2 detector in case one of like the machine, like one of the pieces of cooking equipment has a gas leak. Yeah, you 100% should cancel your order for one of these if you have ordered one of these, because these are 100% verifiable a scam. They've been a known scam for a long time. There's YouTube creators who have done videos about these devices to show that these are scams. This is a scam. I'm not going to desolder this board from those leads right there because I want to be able to just show this in a video, like, and show the creators who say that this is something that people should trust and put money into. Because I can just take this and let's see if I can open it by hand. Yep. Yeah, I can just open it and go like, this is the circuit in there. There's also this thing, but I took this thing out because it's not actually connected to anything. It's literally, like, I can't believe they literally just soldered this into this circuit onto pads that don't do anything. Because on this circuit board, let me find my remote for the camera really quick. Because I can zoom in to show a lot easier. Maybe I don't have that remote on this table right now. That's it. Okay. Come on. Yeah. So on this board, you can see like where the pads are, that light green, and see how all of them connect to each other except for the pad right here and right here. Both those two pads up the top aren't connected to anything. And usually when you run into something like that, like you can see a couple down here, you flip it over and it's connected to something on this side. Those two pads aren't connected to anything on this side. You can see the circle for that one pad right there. And this is the circle for the other pad right there. It is not connected to anything on the other side. And that's where that big black box was connected to. Those two solder points right there. Yeah, this is like, this board right here, probably 15, 20 cents with all these components connected to it. And then another 10 cents for this box, and then 5 cents for this. So this whole thing is like less than 50 cents probably. Especially if they're going through like a decent factory that can crank out a bunch of these, because especially building out something like this, super easy. Most of this is going to be automated because like you have the surface mount chip right there. Then the little, like, let's see if I can get a good angle on it so I can show you. I'm gonna point at it with the screwdriver. So like these little black spots that you see and this little white one, those are all surface mounted. So those are going to be usually by a pick and place machine. That is just a machine that will pick it up and put it on there. And then it will just make a box of these boards. And then all the other components that are on this side, there's only 4 of them. Well, technically 5 because the black box that I took off of here. But these will just be done by hand really quickly. Like these are super easy to do and should take like no time at all. So what does the device even do? All that this device does is light up that little green LED that's right there above my nail. That little like shimmery rectangle above my nail. That is the LED. Yeah, this plugs into the wall. You can see the plug right there. What does it claim to do? It claims to save you money on your energy bill by like taking out all of the spikes that are in your power. Because like power, like especially in the US, power's fairly dirty. Like it has like, so it's an oscillating wave like this, but it has like little spikes that come out as it's doing it, and it's not a perfect wave. It has a little bit of oscillation to it. Hence why like most tech people like myself recommend having your computer plugged into a UPS because it removes a lot of those spikes and can make it so your computer lasts longer. This is claiming to do what a UPS does for your entire house. You plug it into one outlet, it does the whole house. It doesn't do any of that. Like not even close does it do any of that. How does something like this even get approved to be sold? Because there's not actual like people testing it. You can find this device on Amazon. You can find this being sold on Amazon as well. And most of the scams that I've come across on TikTok, I can find them on Amazon and Walmart. Like they're available on other online stores. It's just TikTok, because creators promote stuff that is in the TikTok shop and like companies can send them free products in exchange for a promotion. It really like it's what pushes these scams because creators don't bother testing things. And so they'll get a free product and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I have to promote this product that I got for free." And those creators don't realize that usually you have to disclose that you're getting something in exchange for the video. Like you're technically getting paid for that video, and they don't bother testing the product, so they're promoting a scam. I have another scam that's coming in a few days. And it's one that I've already tested before, but like the creator who's been promoting it recently is just like, no, this is a different one. You're testing the wrong thing. I tested it myself and I know it's good. So I bought it and she's getting like the money from it. I would pin a comment, but pinned comments only last like a minute and a half or something like that on live stream. It's really annoying. TikTok Live doesn't allow me to like uh pin live stream comments. Oh, I can put it on here though. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that is not as good as I want it. Okay, let me do this. There we go. That's better. This thing goes by a lot of different names. It's just anytime you see the white box with the green band or any device that says it's going to save you money on your electric bill, it's usually one of these devices. It's usually going to be a scam, especially because this is like a $7 device. I spent $7 on this. I'm going to report it as a scam and get my money back. But at the same time, yeah. Oh yeah, no, this is also going to cost you money when it burns down your house because look at these red wires. These are the wires coming from your AC outlet. That is not the right gauge of wire to have coming from your AC outlet. Like I don't even know what gauge it's a thinner wire than I normally use. There's these are the only two wires in here. Aside from the two wires connected to this device, which this I desoldered from the circuit board to show that it doesn't do anything. It's not connected to anything. It doesn't actually do anything. This right here is not involved in the circuit in any way. It is just in there to add weight to this device. I feel like this is 22 gauge wire. Like that, honestly, Ben, that's what it feels like. And it is doing an AC outlet at 22 gauge. Usually when I thought it was 14 gauge for AC. And like both these wires are super thin, super weedy. Like you can see it flipping around all over the place. If you're using the proper gauge of wire for an AC outlet, you're not able to just manipulate the wires like this and just have them like, woo. What should you buy instead? There is no device that will do what this thing claims. There is no device that will save you on your electric bill. The only way to save you on your electric bill is to turn things off. Yeah, gauge is based on amp draw, not voltage. But at the same time, there's a minimum gauge that you should be using on an AC outlet, especially 120 volt AC. Yeah, a wind turbine would save you money on your electric bill or a solar panel. There we go. Yeah, this one has pissed me off for a while now. Like this is one of those scam devices that I've known is a scam and I just haven't had the time to grab one and go over it. Oh, that's a good point, Nito. You can like get a device that automatically turns your things off for you. That'll save you money on your electric bill. Yeah, this is just comical how bad this is. Especially after you take this thing out, like every creator I've seen who's been trying to justify this device, if they open it, they always go, "Yeah, there's the black box that makes the magic happen. The black box that is not connected to anything. The black box that isn't involved in the circuit in any way whatsoever." Because this thing still works just fine. Even with me flipping it around, I might accidentally break off one of those two wires and I'm going to have to solder on a new wire. But still, this bugs me. Like, this genuinely bugs me how much of a scam this is. So let's see. This is supposed to go like this, and it's supposed to get screwed down to that post so that the LED is somewhat pointed at the, oh my gosh, it's not even holding the LED to the spot that it should be decently at all. It just holds it like that far away. Let me zoom in so I can show you guys how bad this is. So, when you're dealing with like something like this, like a plastic piece that's supposed to use the light from an LED and show it on the outside of the device easily, you want that LED as close to that transparent plastic as possible so you don't get bleed other places. This is holding that LED that far away from that green. That is nowhere near close enough to properly illuminate that. So you're getting so much bleed. Like, it's not even designed well. Well, like, the fear-mongering that they usually use for this is like different creators being like, yeah, you're paying too much on your electric bill. And it's just, this device is not going to help you with that. Yeah, definitely don't buy one. These are 100% scams. I am going to be doing a full-fledged video on this to go in my TikTok scams playlist, because this one is prolific. This scam is one of the more prolific scams on the TikTok shop. What does it claim to do to save money? It doesn't specifically tell you what it does to save money. It just claims it saves you money on your electric bill when you plug it in. Like, it also claims that it cleans up the power in your house so that it doesn't have as many like little spikes and things like that, but it doesn't do that. Like, it has no capability to do that. Most of the time it's people who don't understand like how electricity works or what's going on who fall for these type of scams. It's just a lack of knowledge in a lot of ways. And a lot of people think that it's common sense, but like, usually common sense is common to you because you've already learned about stuff. And so if you don't have knowledge of category, you don't have common sense for that area. And so you end up falling for a scam like one of these. I still can't believe that isn't even connected to the circuit in any way. Like, it's not. Like, let me draw this circuit board really quick. So we have this spot right here. And we have this spot right here. And these go to the edge of the board. They don't go anywhere else beyond that. Then we have the line right here, comes this way. That kind of looks like California in a weird way. Then we have another one that comes like this. And goes down to the bottom corner. Then we have the big one, which comes down like this, then like that, then like that. Then we have one that comes up here, and this one goes all the way over and around it there. And these are just the traces that I'm diagramming right now. So you guys can see what I mean that this isn't connected in any way. Oh, and then this one comes from, actually this needs to go over to here. Color in a little bit. Actually, it's more like right here. Okay. Okay, so this is the circuit. At least the actual like circuit board. So like right here, this is where the LED is right here. This is where a resistor is. Here's the big chip that is connected to all four of these. And then all the rest of these are all connected to things on the other side of the board. This one and this one are connected to nothing. And that's what this black box was connected to. These two pads that go nowhere. They are just right there. What is the part number of the IC? It is an MB6F. It's just a simple AC DC converter, pretty much. I mean, it can do a few other things as well, but the use for it in this is just an AC to DC converter. Like this is an egregious scam on the TikTok shop. Should I report it while I'm live on? Let's see. No, I don't want to go. I hate when you go and click on like a notification and it moves the entire list down as you click on it. Okay, this device just got delivered like an hour ago. This device is confirmed to be a scam. After receiving the device, I opened it and looked at what the circuit was inside. And it is clear that the circuit only takes AC power and steps it down to lower voltage DC power to light up the LED light. There is also a mysterious black box inside the casing that is not wired up to anything in the circuit. And when removed, does not change the function of the circuit. It seems the mysterious black box is in there just to add weight. You can even see the scuffed up solder pads where I removed the black box. And you can see that the pads go nowhere in the circuit. Oh, I should also plug this in and show that it still works without that. Is that a TP-Link? No, it's not even close to a TP-Link. Where'd I put the battery after I was done with it? Oh, it's right there. This is one of those devices in my house that, like, vanishes when I'm not looking at it. Oh, I should make it look even more official by having the multimeter on in the background. And the wires going from the AC outlet to the circuit are far thinner gauge than should be used in a device like this, even if it is a scam. Hey, they gave me a $3 coupon for that. And now, so that was my review of it on the actual device. So if you go find that device on the TikTok shop, you'll see my review calling it out as a scam. Now I'm doing I want a refund for this garbage you sent me. After getting the device, I immediately opened it to see what the circuit was inside and found that the circuit is only able to step down the power and convert it from AC to DC for the LED light in the casing. This is clearly a scam product, and one that runs the risk of causing a fire due to the poor quality of the wiring. Oh, okay, there's the mysterious black box. Select refund method. Yeah. Put it on in my TikTok shop balance. Yeah, I paid I don't want to drop this thing back off because I don't want them selling a used scam product to someone. Okay. Let's see. How much did I paid $6.44 for this? Let's see if I can report the product. Report. Scam or fraud? This device is clearly a fraud because when you open the device, you find that the circuit inside is only stepping down the AC power to DC, lower voltage, so that it can light up the LED. And the wiring inside is so thin that it could cause a fire. Oh, won't let me take a picture for that report? Okay, now it is reported. Yeah, they sell these things for $5.88 or 99 cents. And Holy cow, they posted 3 pictures of it getting dropped off. Send back the shell and keep everything that was inside. Oh my gosh, I kind of love that idea. Honestly, I think the wiring inside this is 24 gauge. Yeah, like the fact that this is that blatant of a scam is so depressing. Scammer get scammed? How would the scammer get scammed in this situation? Hey. Oh my gosh, there's so many things on Temu. How am I a scammer? Man, I expected this to be bad, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. How am I a scammer? You've called me a scammer multiple times now. I want to know how exactly I'm a scammer. Yeah, I'm like, I'll be honest, even though this is very shoddily built, the likelihood of it causing a fire is still somewhat low. So the only way you think I'm a scammer is the fact that I'm communist. You don't like people who are communist. Okay. Something got caught in my throat. So this device is the one that like claims to save you energy or save you on your energy bill. Wow. It's hard to hold just this part of the case in a way that you guys can read it. And so these things have been on the TikTok shop for a long while, and people keep promoting them. Like the fact that people keep promoting them, and also the fact that the sticker was over the speaker port. Yeah. I don't make money off my videos, dipshit. The most I'm gonna make off of this video, like people have been nice and sent me gifts this stream. The most I'm probably gonna make is 10 cents off of this live stream. Not anymore. Oh no, you took away the 10 cents I was possibly gonna make off this stream? You're a moron. Go broke. I'm already broke. Like, people have such sad lives that this is what they do with their time. Let's make it better than 10 cents. Ooh, that's a galaxy. Thank you so much. That'll actually recoup my costs on this thing. Oh, you must be the seller. Oh, that makes sense. S4C4. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're selling a scam device and you're upset that someone is pointing out that it's a scam. More claim money for me? You wouldn't receive any money from reporting my video. Good lord, you don't even know how things work. Yes, Nito, go after him. Show them what a true troll is. You have my permission. Back when I used to run Minecraft servers, like half of my staff was like griefers and trolls. It was usually people who like wanted to test out like their new tools and stuff like that, and they're like, "Can we test it out on your server?" And the rule was you could test any tool out on the server. You just had to let me know, like, so that way we could actually see what was going on with the test. And you couldn't be a dick to like the people who actually played on the server. And it worked out really well. Like I had tools that blocked quite a few of like the griefer things that were around at the time. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. You guys are awesome. Have I done other styles of these power savers? No, but over time, if I have the money to buy them, I'm going to buy them and show how they're scams. Um, some companies have started catching on, and so they purposefully will set the price of their scam device at a price point that's kind of like out of reach for a video like I'm doing, or the video that I'm going to be doing after this. But like this thing was $6. In my opinion, what are some of the best finds on TikTok? Finercy is actually one of the best ones on there. Because their tools are phenomenal. Like this multimeter is less than $100, and it's also oscilloscope. So nice. Trying to think of the other ones that are really decent ones on here. Thank you, Zoe. Yeah, that troll was just getting boring. What was an example of a tool, test, and prevention that protected your servers? Usually things with a UPS. Like one of the downsides, like I've noticed a lot of people will just install a UPS and plug stuff into it. They'll not like have the UPS hooked up to a system where they can monitor it. Because there is a lot of information that a UPS will give you and inform you about the health of your electricity, about the health of your UPS, and like the things that are going on. And people don't get that information because like even UPSs will tell you when they're reaching the end of life and need to have the battery replaced, but people don't realize that. And so there's so many times I go to a server rack that's been set up for years and we'll test like the power failure by turning off the building's power, and the servers do not stay online for even a few seconds because the UPS has no power. Like the battery is completely toast. I want to see if I can get this thing off of my whiteboard. Hey, there we go. Now if I just do this side. There we go. I I genuinely did not think this would be that bad. I thought this was going to be a lot better of a fake device than it is because like I'll be honest, the USB scams that are on TikTok, quite a few of them are really well built, really well designed. It's there's an art to the scam that they're making. This this is junk. This is complete and utter garbage. Like this is going to go into a box for me to like do videos about at some point. And I'm worried that it rattling around in that box is going to like cause more issues. Like it's no longer going to work or it's going to risk a fire even more because of that. So what are the internals of that thing? Literally just this circuit board right here, because this was connected to the circuit board. That does nothing. That has nothing to do with the circuit. Like this diagram right here. So let me grab another marker and do the color of these pads because they are not connected in any way. So all of the blue is the circuit that is actually connected to each other and has components and things like that. The red spots up here, that is what this was connected to. That was like soldered onto these 2 points. And these 2 points aren't connected to anything. You should open that box. I did. Oh, you mean the black box? This thing's going to be a pain in the butt to open. Like, literally, I'm going to need a Dremel. But, like, all the readings from it are that it doesn't even connect inside of it. Like, they just stuck 2 wires in there and filled it with epoxy. Because it doesn't read as a capacitor, a resistor, no actual connection between the two wires. So that thing that's a block of epoxy. Oh, I could melt it off. I'm not going to do that on a live stream, but I could melt that off because the epoxy should withstand a little bit more heat. So if I use like a heat gun and start trimming it away. No, it's not actually lead weighted. It literally just feels like the weight of the epoxy in there. Because like this is just a little bit heavier than this entire part. And so it makes me think it's just the epoxy giving it weight. Like there's nothing actually in there. Yeah, like normally, so I've seen these, like, especially in automotive stuff, these are usually a resistor. These are usually a high resistance resistor. Like super high like super high ohm resistor. In this, it's not that. It's not nothing. Can you saw it open? Probably. But the problem with like if I were to saw it like down the middle here so that I could see inside of it, it would risk cutting anything that's in there. So the thing I'm probably going to do is I'm probably that person who got muted just followed me. So give me a second to make it so they don't follow me. Oh, I can't do it from the app. I have to do it from the phone. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully cut this open and remove the plastic because I'm trying to see if it's no, it's just like a dark epoxy. So if I remove the outer casing and then slowly sand it down, I might be able to see what's in there. Yeah, no, it's funny how he seems to have a crush on me after like saying that saying I'm a horrible scammer. There, I just unmuted him for a second, so let's see. Oh, he's now spam following. So he's going in and unfollowing and then refollowing and unfollowing and refollowing just to be annoying. Okay, that's all he's trying to do. He just wants attention. I'm sorry you did not get enough hugs as a child. Oh, now he's saying kill yourself over and over again. Wow. Way to prove how horrible you are. My favorite thing is he commented on my video about me closing down my business. So I closed down my business of 8 years because tariffs, RAM crisis, and honestly being burnt out. Like there's a few other things that are in there too, but those are the main things that made me close my business. And he commented on it saying, "Sucks to suck, commie. Cry about it. What's wrong? Does communism not bring you money?" Hey, moron, I closed my business. That would be capitalism. So capitalism failed, right? Has anyone actually purchased this thing and tried to use it? Yeah, there's quite a few creators who have, and they've claimed that they've saved money on their power. You realize running a business would be capitalism, right? Nothing about my business was communism. So, how exactly are you equating me closing my business to communism failing? Like, I think that's the dumbest comment I've read in a very long time. Yeah, no, this thing doesn't do like all this thing does is light up an LED. And that's what I've told creators for like months and months and months. Like literally on this circuit board, all it is doing, I'm going to be taking high quality photos of this. I should probably take them now so I can point to the live stream to say, yeah, see, this is me taking that photo. Oh. Ah. Okay. See if we can actually focus on this part right here because there's writing on the circuit board and I want it to actually get the writing. There we go. Yeah, this is such bad design. Okay, should I answer tech questions or should I talk about AI stuff? Well, not really talk about AI stuff, have AI bros get mad at me. Yeah, no, this circuit board is so like look at how small that circuit board is. That's like smaller than my pinky. Making a cell phone PC? No. Like I can understand the appeal of cell phone PCs, but like small form factor computers are less expensive and already ready to be like that. Oh yeah, no, this is straight up cheap stuff from Temu. Like they buy these off of Temu and resell them. Like it's just a dropship company that's doing this, and that's one of the reasons why they give them out to content creators so freely because they know creators will make videos about the product and promote the product. So they know if they send them a free product, they'll get free promotion. Let's see how I can get all of this back in this box so it's not causing issue. Oh, come on. There we go. Now, this is going to live in this box until I film a video about this later. even include the packing material in the box to hold everything in place. Oh, that was depressing, honestly. Like, that was such a bad device. At least I had another reason to break out my iFixit Megalodon kit. This is my Raspberry Pi project. I love that one. Okay, let's put my multimeter away while I also change this over. Should I consider purchasing a laptop that comes with RAM on board? No. If you're going to get a laptop, try to get a laptop that doesn't have RAM soldered to the board. Because one of the biggest issues is RAM can fail. Like, there's multiple times where I've had customers who have laptops where the RAM is soldered onto the board and one of the chips fails, and like there's no fix at that point. Like, you can find someone who will desolder it and resolder on a new chip, but at that point it's usually too pricey or too inaccessible to get that service done. Oh yeah, I'm going spicy today. It's Tuesday and I've had a rough week. Of course I'm going spicy. Yeah, soldered storage also is a no-go in my opinion. Yappy. Is that a good board? Can you justify having RAM maxed out? Um, Normally the only times I ever have RAM maxed out is an older system that has already reached like what I would consider end of life, but I keep it going for specific purposes. Feel like you have some buried anger. Not really. I've gone through therapy. I've already passed most of my anger BS. Was I happy with my Flipper Zero? Honestly, yes, because it's a good tool for education, like for learning different attack vectors and different types of systems. Phenomenal tool. So S4C4 is just showing how they're a horrible person. Sell the smartphone then. Why would I sell the smartphone exactly? Yeah, like Flipper Zeros are a good example of how things can be scary. Like how like it's one of those things because in IT part of your job is explaining to businesses and companies why something is bad. Like, yeah, the fact that the AI bro is literally saying poor people should be poorer. Yeah, like you're showing your true colors, dude. Um, and at this point, because you're being that horrible of a person, bye bye. I'm not bothering with anything beyond that. Um, and he's blocked. So like the Wi-Fi Pineapple, Flipper Zero, a few other cybersecurity devices I've had over the years are things that I use as an example to show a company, hey, this is what someone can just buy. This is a device that someone could just buy online and use to attack your systems. And this is the type of stuff that it can do. These are the main threats we should worry about as the first thing we go after. Because these are going to be the most common things where it's some script kiddie that doesn't actually know what they're doing. And it's not a direct targeted attack. It's them trying to test this out and being like, ooh, if I run this, it can work. So like that's why I usually have these type of devices to show companies and things like that. So yeah, this one. Don't I have another one that I normally have out here somewhere? Yeah, no, like that crash out by him was so bad. I won't get a reply to the comment he made on my video. That's kind of the sad part because I blocked him. He can't reply. I'm trying to see if there's anywhere I can see the report. But I don't see anywhere I can see a report of that product. Oh yeah, if it's a AI bro, they have like three other accounts that they swap over to try to make people think that there are people that agree that AI is perfect and good. Yeah, we're also finding out that like companies that have been having their employees use AI to help code have actually been like performing worse. Like it's been taking them longer to code the same things. Um Someone over on YouTube asked about AI being used to help find cancer. So there's a few things that like one thing that doesn't get talked about with that is it's able to detect cancer earlier than a doctor can, but it also misses a lot of cancer. Like the main thing is they're showing the hits and ignoring the misses so that it looks more spectacular. And so like when you only look at it doing the hits and ignoring the misses, then it becomes problematic. You're not looking at the whole data. When that tool is used in conjunction with an oncologist, then the oncologist is already able to instinctually notice things that the AI isn't able to. And then on top of that, the AI is able to point out things that the doctor should look into. It's a fantastic tool that is something that should be used alongside a doctor, not to replace one. And like that's what we keep learning time after time is these tools are fantastic tools for someone to use, but it's always going to be someone using it. It's never going to be replacing someone. AI art is one of the worst things of all time. It's not art. Oh, I like that analogy. Um, AI is a toddler that memorized the dictionary but doesn't understand it. I mean, that's fair because it doesn't actually understand things properly. By the way, guys, if you want to do me a favor and you're on TikTok, tap on that screen. Yeah, AI art is not art. I also, the amount of people who don't realize that LLMs are frequently wrong about things and they just like trust what an LLM says. It like it's exhausting. Can aliens reprogram our AI without our knowledge? No clue. Oh yeah, AI can sometimes misthink what you say or mishear what you say or misread what you say, or sometimes it reads what you say perfectly and still gets it wrong. Like it ugh, it's annoying. There's no VNC for Ubuntu. What was the one I just looked up the other day? There was a repair that I was working on or some software thing I was working on, and it just gave me the absolute incorrect answer about something. And I think it was something about Mint. I was working on something with Mint, and it's just like, no, you can't possibly ever do that. I don't think we're going to get any AI bros today. Oh yeah, no, anything that is produced by AI should require having some sort of marker so that you know it is AI. It's one of those things. It would be a perfect use for NFTs. Like have an NFT that is created alongside the result of an AI so that you know it's created by AI. And I'm genuinely hoping the bubble pops in the next few months. Like I hope that the bubble pops this year, but I don't think Nvidia is going to let it pop. Like that's part of the issue is Nvidia is one of the companies that's trying to inflate the bubble where like the other big companies like they prefer the bubble staying not popped, but they're not exactly actively inflating it. There's even speaking of AI music, people have tested and they have found that the AI is trained off of actual music and will replicate that music. Like my favorite one is someone described the song Johnny Be Good and the AI just pretty much played Be Good. It just tweaked it in a couple of ways and it's like yeah, there wasn't enough in the prompt for you to actually know it was Johnny Be Good, but because they described it enough, the AI went to what it was trained off of and just replicated that. Are there actually people out there trying to defend AI? Yes, I literally just blocked one who like has been defending AI in my comments in the past and then today was just acting like a prick in the comment section and when I turned on the AI conversation, he went, "Well, I'm glad AI is around. It needs to make the poor people more poor and keep them poor." And it's like, you're saying the quiet part out loud, dude. You're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud. Oh yeah, amusement parks are one of the places that will use AI music. Bowling alleys would be another place because like places like that need royalty free music and it's hard to find royalty free music. And so like I struggle with that as well. Like the reason there's no music playing on this live stream right now is because every time I've found an artist that I can use during a live stream, I've gotten flagged and copyright stricken. Like, and I'm just like, I can't keep doing that. Yeah, the moment that information is locked behind a paywall, we're doomed. It's going to be the next step in technology, especially robotics. I mean, AGI will, but not what we have right now. What we have right now is just fancy algorithms that are able to predict what a human would say and mess up a lot. Chill Hop is one of the ones I was using, and literally yesterday, I got a copyright strike on YouTube because of using it. Yeah, like literally, if I pull up on here, oh, it's gonna be this window. Um, yeah, this music right here. This is the one I was using yesterday. This entire album, and I like this album. It's a good album, and every time I use it, I get copyright struck on YouTube for using it. Oh yeah, one of the problems that we have with AI and the reason why AI is going to take longer than people think is because we're throwing so much money at it and trying to force it to work by just buying a ton of compute power. And so we're not actually at the point where we can run and train large language models like we're trying to do right now. We're just pushing it as much as we can, and it doesn't work properly. Like, we are doing technology ass backwards. It's not a race against China. China is not exactly trying to compete with us. China is just trying to exist on the global scale of technology. Like, people keep saying that we're like competing with China and North Korea and all these other nations on AI, and it's just like, no, we're not. Like, most of those other countries are doing like doing the rollout in much better ways that are much more consistent with, we just want to have something that works without destroying the planet to do it. And the US is just like, no, we're going to go nuke Antarctica so we have ice to put into the server rooms. Like, that's how it feels constantly. Okay, if we're competing with other countries, what country has rolled out as many data centers as the US has? For AI specifically. Yeah, China wants our business. China has not rolled out as many data centers as the US has. Yeah, China has less data centers in operation than the US has. China is what number on this list? China is number 5 on this list. They're putting up more power plants and bigger data centers. Source. Cite your source. Name the title of an article that I can pull up to show what you're claiming. Because here's the data centers throughout the world. Can you come up? No, I don't have any way to hear someone who requests up. Maybe if someone actually makes a decent like argument where they show they actually want to have a conversation, I might make it so I can hear someone come up. That's quantity, not size. Dude, I asked you for, like, you made a statement. You said they're putting up more power plants and bigger data centers. Cite your source. Give me the title of the article that I can pull up to show what you're claiming. What do you do if there was a power surge during Windows update and now can't get past the BIOS? There's a few things you can do. Most repair options don't really work. Usually the thing I'm going to recommend to people is to do a reinstall of their operating system. But like, aside from that, you can try to use the repair tools in something like Hiron's Boot CD, but usually those don't really work that well. Oh yeah, data centers aren't just AI, but most of the data centers that are getting built in the US right now are specifically for AI. Because March of this year, the number of data centers in the US was 3,000 something. March of next year, it is projected that we will have 6,000 data centers in the US. And we're somewhat on track for that. Quite a few of them have been canceled, but even still, the vast majority of them are for AI. Like, it's one of the reasons why anyone that says the thing about data centers and like being like, well, you're using the data center right now. And I'm like, yeah, that's a bad faith argument because we see the data center rollout and how the US is doing it. The majority of data centers being rolled out right now are for AI. He thinks AI is racist. When did I say AI is racist? I There is racial bias in some AI tools, but that has more to do with systemic racism and just how society is. Like, there's more times that programmers accidentally program in something that is racist because of their own inherent bias that they don't realize. Like, a great example of it is when Xbox Connect came out. It literally could not see black people because they didn't really test the system with black people because there weren't really any black people on the team. Yeah, garbage in, garbage out. Yeah. Yeah, it's because of training data. That's usually the main issue. Okay, sure, but that isn't all they are used for. Yeah, but we wouldn't be doubling the amount of data centers we have without AI. We would probably be going up to, at most by next year, we would probably be up to 3,500, not 6,000. Even currently, March of this year, we had 3,000, and I think it was like 52, 3,052 data centers. Look at how many we're at right now, 4,400 data centers. The normal average growth of data centers was around a few hundred every year at this rate. But we are going up by thousands. Yeah. No, I can understand that one, Cody. When people say they don't want data centers, they don't want AI data centers and they don't want the cheap data centers that are doing damage to their neighborhoods. Because there's legitimately, like, Meta's data centers have been shown to be doing damage to the neighborhoods around them and making it so people just can't even drink water. And so, like, That's why people say they don't want data centers, because they don't want any at this point, because so many big companies have shown that they can't be trusted creating a data center near people, because they will just skimp out on the costs and cause those people to have way worse outcomes in life. And I like how some people will instantly hear that and go, well, why don't they just sell their homes and move somewhere else? Are you willing to buy a house that doesn't have access to water that you can drink or use in any way? Or is water one of those things that, like, you know, those pesky things that humans need? There's no evidence people can't drink water near data centers. Let me just do this one. Yeah, you sure you want to drink that water? Host lied. What did I lie about? Sell the house to the data center company. There's no evidence people can't drink water near data centers. The host lied. So you're going to drink that water. That causes that. Okay, so we're just going to ignore that the water was clear before a data center went in, and then it's not clear after. And the data center has straight up admitted that they cannot remove all of the chemicals that they use to treat the water. We're just going to ignore that part. There's a specific picture I'm trying to find. Water used by data centers for cooling has nothing added to the water. Really? Okay, I gotta find it in the article. Come on, give me the list of the additives that they use, because they add chemicals to make sure that it is not going to um crap, my brain's flaking on me. It's not going to corrode the systems, and it's not going to add buildup to the cooling system. Okay. So have we now moved back off of data centers doing harm to the water table? Live to rock? Have we just given up on that point that you had? Yeah, they don't use straight up water. They add stuff to it to make sure that it's not going to erode their systems or add buildup to their systems. I just asked AI and it said no. Really? We're going with I asked AI and it said no? Really? Data centers don't add chemicals to the water? The reason it gets back into the water table is because they don't have ways to fully remove the chemicals. That's why the chemicals are being found in the water table. Epic Rooster, go look up Poe's Law and come back. Oh no, you don't trust anyone who colors their nails? Oh no, too bad for you. You can go somewhere else. Okay, every industry uses it. Okay, so what? Are you now going with, well, yeah, they do that, but it's not that bad because other places do it? Yeah, I don't trust people who are ignorant, so you don't trust yourself. That's kind of a shame. Yeah, but other industries aren't built as close to residential as data centers have been. Usually industries that like would cause some sort of contaminant or need to or would cause some sort of noise pollution are most oftentimes built further away from residential areas. But data centers have been pushing to be closer and closer. Epic Rooster, look up Poe's Law, Poe. Poe's Law says that when people start making jokes acting like the idiotic person in the group, there's no way to tell the difference between, like, best example is flat earthers. There's no way to tell the difference between an actual flat earther and someone who's making fun of a flat earther by pretending to be one. Furniture factories and hosiery mills are built within. Okay, logic, but is that the type of factory you were mentioning causes more noise pollution? Or are you disjoining your argument to try to make yourself feel like you won an argument? Because you said specifically factories that cause more noise pollution. Yeah, just quickly looking it up. Outside of a data center, there is more noise than outside of a furniture factory. I wish people would actually look up what they say before they say it in the chat. Like, that's what I'm exhausted with at this point. Data centers are the future, period. Source. Future for what? Forks are the future. Like, okay, Gilbert, what's your... Go ahead. I have no way to hear you. Every single time. I have no clue which one it would be under, even. Is it this one? Yeah, you haven't even requested up, and you're just like, let me up, buddy boy. Yep. Gilbert, how the fuck am I going to hear you? And how the fuck are people on the other platforms going to hear you? Gilbert, are you okay? So, Gilbert, right now you are showing that if I let you up, you're not going to listen to me at all. Because I just asked you a very specific question. If I let you up, how am I going to be able to hear you? And how are the people on the other platforms going to be able to hear you? Your answer to my question of how I'm going to be able to hear you and how other people on other platforms are going to be able to hear you is that I have a microphone. Gilbert, there's part of that equation that you still aren't understanding. Where's the way for me to hear you? I do not have a stream set up in any way where you can come up and I can hear you. There's no audio equipment except for a microphone. It's called adding a co-host, bro. What you mean? I mean, I'm streaming on multiple platforms, as you can see here. See, this is the TikTok chat window. This is OBS. You can't stream to TikTok using OBS. TikTok doesn't give you control over having multi-host in a way that you would be able to import it into OBS decently. Like, I've asked this question repeatedly, and you guys don't seem to be getting it. There is no way for audio to come out of the computer that I am using for streaming, and for those other platforms to be able to hear you. So I can't hear you, and the other people can't hear you. I don't have Discord on this computer. Because if I did, it would be constantly going off from people messaging me. And also, even if I had Discord on here, I would have to go through an hour-long process getting it working with the two different streaming platforms that I'm using. Well, two different streaming softwares. No, just streaming using... Have you never streamed using TikTok software? It's atrocious. Like, this is the thing that I love, is the constant people just being like, well, let me up. It just works. I don't know how to stream or anything that went into it, so I just know that it works. It's like, okay. Then why stream on it? Because TikTok's my biggest platform. You can ask pretty much any content creator that streams on TikTok via a computer, and they will tell you why it's atrocious. Why do you think AI is a bubble? That's the easiest one out of them all. Because literally, when they started seeing that the bubble was going to collapse at some point, yeah, I know you can hear. That's not the issue with bringing you up. Like, I'm going to be so for real. I don't think I would want to debate you because you can't understand the concept of me not being able to hear you. Because when I keep bringing it up, you're just like, well, I can hear you. That's not the part of the equation that has an issue here. How do you not fucking understand that? I don't have speakers or a headphone on this end connected to the streaming computer. And even if I had one connected, it would take me time to get it to properly route the audio through the multiple different programs. I wouldn't use speakers for it. Because if I used speakers to do it, people would hear an echo. AI has allowed for incredible workforce reduction along with faster production turnover. Do you have an actual source for that? Because when we've actually looked at the numbers, we have found that in programming, people have actually been slower at programming because they're trying to figure out how to incorporate what they get from AI. Live Studio and OBS aren't this hard. Getting them to work together, especially TikTok Studio, that's the main issue in the equation, honestly. TikTok Studio is a pain in the ass. Anytime you tweak anything, it runs the risk of crashing. Um, Look at Amazon's earnings. Okay, should I pull up OpenAI's earnings? Or are we just going to look at the profitable company that was profitable before and has multiple different uh, sources of income than just AI? Here, I'll even give you the AI overview of this one. About a third of companies that laid people off are rehiring those people. And quite a few of them have been rehiring to a point where they actually have more employees than they did before. IBM is a good example because they used it to replace their HR, and they realized that like originally they laid off a bunch of HR staff. They now have more HR staff than they did before because they realized that the AI rollout didn't work for what they needed. The reason that I'm not like the reason that I don't look at why are you using DeepSeek as an example? You do realize China and the US are rolling out AI in two very different ways, right? China is doing it the more responsible way that honestly I would agree with if the US was doing it. I gotta go let my cat out. The US Navy uses DeepSeek in submarines. you have a source for that one? Because I'd be shocked. Yeah, the U.S. Navy has DeepSeek banned. I own speakers. I have them plugged into my gaming desktop. I don't get how you don't understand why I wouldn't want to use speakers for that. Yeah, I just made that one up. Not gonna lie. So if I brought you up, you would have just been lying. I have two. I would address you by your name, but you don't have a fucking name because you wanted to be clever. Infinite Tig? Okay. The speakers are on a different computer. You do realize the computer that I'm showing you on the screen, right? This is a different computer than my streaming computer. I'm lying about having speakers. So I don't have speakers on that computer. So if I do this, actually, you know what? Let's see if you guys can hear that. Now I'm just going to play Darude Sandstorm on my speakers because apparently I don't have speakers. This is me playing it on my lack of speakers. And pause. And play. Infinite. This is the streaming computer that I'm remoted into. I switch over to this tab. This is not on the streaming computer. Like, I get you don't understand technology, like, at all. So I'll try to explain this. I have two computers. My main desktop, which is what you see this video feed from. And then my streaming computer, which I'm remoted into and has all the chat windows open right now. My main computer, which, again, has speakers. And then my streaming computer that does not have speakers. Oh, the sound is only busted because I'm just playing it through my speakers at really... So it sounds really crappy because it's coming out speakers and then back into a microphone. How do you judge the economic situation in the US around AI based off of how they're trading and the financial implications of what they're doing? I already own speakers. Why would I need to get speakers? They're on a speaker obsession because they want me to bring up people to debate. But considering like the last 4 people who have majorly come in favor of AI, literally have been in the chat just screaming for me to kill myself and other things like that, and then threatening to try to take my live stream down and take all the money from it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I let someone up, they would just start spreading slurs like crazy. So, no, my fingernails are silver because I painted them with silver nail polish. Yeah, at this point, I'm just going to mute you because it's kind of boring how bad you are at trolling. Like, the fact that you keep on bringing up the speakers tells me you are bad at trolling. You latched onto something and you're like, I'm going to try to milk this until it bleeds. Have I built a PC before? Both the computers in this room I built. And I used to run a computer repair shop where I built like probably a few hundred. Hey, how's it going? You feel like I'm scared. What am I scared of? I also like how the only person who is actually arguing in favor of AI and that it's not any of these things just straight up lied and just like openly lied and then went, "Oh, I didn't think you were going to catch me on that." Like, so that's what we're doing now. AI is good as long as you lie about it. Ugh, that is just, that's depressing. Hey, Kilo, was the .com bubble a bubble? Because by your standards, it can't be a bubble because .coms are still around. You use AI every day. I don't think I actually do use AI every day. I'm willing to bet there are literal days that I don't touch AI at all. You think AI will be used like social media? It'll need to get a lot cheaper to operate before it'll be used like social media. Kilo, if the .com was a bubble, by your standard of a bubble, .coms would be gone. Because you're making up a new definition of bubble that doesn't correlate with bubble. You're an IT guy and you don't touch AI? Some days. There's some things where it's unavoidable. AI is built into so many different things that it's unavoidable. Yeah, securing AI is one of the annoying things. I like literally every so often I will go on and see what people have like openly posted their API keys on their GitHub. It's funny. It's entertaining. Yeah, and the AI bubble is purely about business practices and not technology. You're adding so much into me just saying it's a bubble. You're adding so many more words than what is actually posted there. Yeah, I see your question. I what makes you think I would be the person to ask like what specific hardware I would recommend using to work with AI? What about this live stream is making you think that I would be that person? Oh yeah, Finwo. Like 100% AI is something that you can bounce ideas off of. Like it's some people have been using it as a rubber duck. Like something for them to talk to bounce the ideas off of. Oh yeah, I don't read every comment out loud. And if like there's a question that is something that I have no knowledge on, then I like sometimes I'll call it out and say I don't know anything about that. So was the .com harmful and greedy? No, like kind of in some ways, but not the same ways I would say that AI is. Like none of these, well, one of these things causes the others, but like you're trying to now tie in everything I'm saying to the .com bubble for some reason. No, I brought up the .com bubble because of the one point about it being a bubble. How long have I been in tech? 16 years? Like professionally 16 years. You guys do not want my answer on local AI. I need to put on there don't ask about local AI. I'm tired of because you like no. Cool. Thinking about opening my own shop. Any tips for getting started? Don't do it. I literally just closed my computer repair shop that was a computer repair and IT company that I had been running for 8 years. I'm currently in the process of trying to find a job after closing that shop. Repair is not as viable as it used to be. Part prices are far too high right now. And suppliers are not shipping to the US. In the past year and a half, I lost 12 of my suppliers. I need to get the Wi-Fi Pineapple pager at some point. Even if it's on a really high efficiency system, having local AI is still wasteful. Just because if you have 50 people all using local AI on high efficiency systems, it's still not as efficient as all 50 of them using cloud AI on the same high efficiency system. Like, yeah. But I thought tariffs were supposed to help Americans. Nope. So just because you couldn't get parts, no, it became harder to get parts, became harder to have a sustainable supplier, and part prices got too high for repair to be a viable option. I'm not the only repair shop that says this. I know countless repair shops that have closed in the past few years because repair is not viable. I hung on longer than most other repair shops and regret doing it.
Phone repair is honestly worse just because you have to keep parts on hand and you have to get through enough repairs in a day to justify it. So if you're a shop starting out, you're probably not going to make money for the first few years. Yeah, like I'm very pro local hosted stuff, but when it comes to AI, especially the way people have been using AI, it's just more wasteful than anything else. Oh yeah, especially as a business, you should be running it locally, especially if you're dealing with any secure information at all. Global industry or in America? What do you mean? It used to be that most companies would host like their software and management stuff on site on servers. Nowadays, most of that stuff is moved up into the cloud. Honestly, I'm still in favor of local hosted for most of it. Like, there's some of the stuff hosted in the cloud is just fine, but you need to have something local because you don't know if your network's going to go down, if the internet's going to go down, if their service is going to go down. I mean, down detector is a thing for a reason. Yeah, not a good idea to start a repair shop right now, like at all. What do I mean by a bubble? We can also point to the amount of money that AI has been losing hand over fist. Quite a few bigger companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft kind of obfuscate their financials so you can't see how much money they've been losing. But when people have dug into the information, they've been finding out that they've also been losing money. Currently, AI, yesterday I thought it was like 1.2 trillion that AI is like the bubble is, but apparently it might be 7 trillion. People are still trying to crunch the numbers to find out how much. Oh yeah, AI is 100% operating more responsible in China, because they actually put restrictions on it. They put like actual recommendations on it. In the US, they've been going, yeah, just do whatever you want. Even the EU has put restrictions. Other countries have been putting restrictions. That way, AI is not doing the harm that it's been doing in the US. Oh my gosh, there's a site that is AI profitable. Oh my god. Oh god. There we go. That helps. Did I see my clip on r/reckless Ben? No, I don't go on Reddit. What was on r/reckless Ben? Oh, the Provo Canyon School BS stuff? No, I'm not bothering with that stuff. Because, okay, do you want to know the reason I'm so fucking tired of it? Because for one thing, people keep pointing at Paris Hilton, who went to the school a long time ago. The only staff member to be the same staff member from when she went there is a janitor. But people are still throwing the staff members who are currently there under the bus, saying that they are the ones that did horrible things to Paris Hilton. Even the owners of the company weren't the same from when Paris Hilton was there. But people keep pointing to the Paris Hilton stuff, saying that it's the same exact place. The other reason I'm sick and tired of it is because I live in Utah, which is where that place is. You realize there's conversion therapy schools here, right? And no one gives a fuck about that. But because a rich woman was so adamant about a school, it's constantly investigated, constantly pushed. Well, there's other schools in this state that are doing the same exact thing, but no one looks at them. It's exhausting. Okay, so someone posted a clip of it. I don't give a shit. The school is fucking closed. What's the fucking point? I literally told the people in the live stream I don't want to fucking talk about it, but fuck my consent, I guess. No, I don't. Yeah, fucking fuck off, B, because I'm sick and tired of this. I literally just said repeatedly, I don't want to talk about it, and you're just like, well, would you want to do an interview? No, I don't want to talk about it. Well, would you want to do an interview? No, I don't want to talk about it. It's exhausting. No, I had already fucking said it before you sent the message because I said it 5 minutes ago. You said it multiple times. I'm not. Fuck off. I'm so sick and tired of it. There's people who, because I live in Utah, they're just like, well, did you hear about Reckless Ben's video on Provo Canyon Schools, the one that got shut down? Yeah, no, I'm sick and tired of it because people don't actually care. They just want the sensationalized stuff. And so a bunch of people got fucked over, including kids who were doing well in their programs and now are going to be sent into the void. Also, what do you mean freedom of speech? What the fuck does my live stream have to do with freedom of speech? And now I have to scroll up a decent bit because that person talked so much. Yeah, I finally blocked B because that's just, it's exhausting. Like, he's one of the ones that constantly comes into the stream and demands I talk about something else aside from the topic. What do I think of these folding phones? Are they a gimmick? Not really. Like, they're cool in their own aspect. I'm not a big fan of them. Oh, trying to find a reasonably priced RAM kit right now is a nightmare. And I don't even think after the bubble pops, we're going to get reasonable priced RAM kits again. At least not for a while, because the RAM industry is so slow at coming back down. Oh yeah, budget builders are not a thing right now. I'm wondering if that's the main reason why oh, what are they called? Cyberdecks took off. Is because like there's no way to build out a inexpensive computer right now. And so you're only able to get like broken laptops and things like that you can turn into a cyberdeck. I've never understood the cyberdeck movement. Yeah, like I mean, even YouTubers didn't DIY perks. His video he recently did. Let me make sure to mute YouTube. Yeah, this one right here. Oh yeah, I'm on my profile that doesn't have oh, I'm not even signed in. My main YouTube profile, I have premium. But yeah, like he's been doing with like laptop motherboards as a way to build out a system. Like yeah, it's we're seeing a lot more builds using just laptop motherboards that have everything already soldered on, because then you're not having to pay extra for these parts that are way more pricey. This thing with the soldered on RAM usually costs the same amount as buying a pack of RAM. Why get premium when ad blockers exist? Because I'm a content creator, so I don't want to kneecap myself. And also, premium has decent perks like YouTube Music, for one thing. Yeah, cyber decks are fun, but not practical. Yeah, I love YouTube Music, and like YouTube Premium is nice. I've been so happy using YouTube Premium. I kind of want to see like a breakdown. Yeah, the one company that is profitable throughout, well, two. Oh, and also Micron. Are the part companies. The only companies getting a profit are the part suppliers. Why did RGB lighting get so intertwined with PC setups? I don't understand the RGB thing, like at all, because like the RGB that I want is what's on the monitor. I don't want to be looking at my computer case. Do you use AI as little as humanly possible? Yeah, I have a bunch of like laptops that I need to go through and see which ones actually are useful for something, because I might turn them into like small little form factor systems. Is it possible to connect two laptops together and have it run games using the power of both? Not really. Like there are some ways to do cluster computing, but honestly, gaming is not going to be the thing that you're going to want to do on cluster computing. Ooh, I need to find my old. I have an X41 ThinkPad, the old like Windows XP one that like you rotated the screen around and it became a tablet. Yeah. SLI bridge. You wouldn't really be able to use an SLI bridge between two computers. Um it would have to be more intense than that. Like honestly, cluster computing is not really suited for fast-paced things like gaming. Yeah. Clusters are good for CPU tasks, not for GPU tasks. Wasn't the 2000 series the last with SLI? I can't remember. Was the what did the RTX 20 series have SLI? I used the X41 as when I was doing like stage work on the side. I used it as my audio controller. Like the soundtrack for the entire thing and everything like that was through that tablet. Yeah, like that ThinkPad, I loved that thing. I used that thing until the wheels fell off. And like the only reason I didn't keep using it is because the hard drive in it, like, so it was this size of laptop drive, but like cut in half. And it was the style of drive. I'm trying to remember if that one was the style of drive that they used in iPods. I think it was. I had a couple of laptops that had the same type of drive that they used in iPods in the early days. Am I a fan of framework laptops? Oh, 100%. The 3090 was the last one to have SLI. Okay. Honestly, I'm not like 4:3 aspect ratio isn't the one I usually go with. Um, I want to say it's like 9:10 or something like that. Let me see if I can find 3:2. That is the aspect ratio that I like the most. I have a few computers with it. My Microsoft Surface has that aspect ratio, and it's also, I want to say it's the aspect ratio MacBook uses. I think AI usage in like healthcare is fantastic. Like there are so many good uses for it in healthcare. I think one of the main things though we need to make sure is as we're using AI for different tools that we make sure we actually have a professional who is also using that tool because we've noticed like frequently when people who do not have the like actual training use that tool, it is not as useful. Having an oncologist use AI to help them spot cancer in scans, fantastic use. Having someone who doesn't have oncology training, not as good. Even having AI understand a code base for you, then you aren't actually understanding that code base and you don't know if the AI got it right or not. Because there are frequent times that AI gets things wrong and people don't realize for until it's way too late. Thoughts on AI giving out free Windows 10 codes? That's hilarious. The more specific your prompt, the better the answer. Yeah, but you still don't know if it's telling you accurate information or not. Yeah, no, this site is just going to be like on screen constantly for me now when I'm live streaming about AI. one of the reasons that AI is a negative is because people aren't like double checking that AI is correct about things. They're just taking it at face value because in their head they've been marketed to so much that AI is this perfect tool that is going to tell them the truth every single time. And so people don't realize that it has hallucinations. It is very flawed. It has issues. I like how we're now finding out that it wasn't it Microsoft that spent almost $1 billion on AI tokens in like the first 4 months of the year. I think we finally found out that they are the ones because like there was a news story that like some company had spent hundreds of millions on AI and used up like their entire budget and went over budget. And I think it turned out it's Microsoft. And that's why they stopped using like Claude. They started just using in-house tools. I want to see if I want to see a deeper dive into some of these numbers because the Microsoft one is one that like I'm shocked they were actually able to get somewhat of an accurate number because Microsoft hides a lot of their AI expenditures in other things. The other thing people don't talk about when vibe coding is they don't talk about the security. And AI is not going to think about the security for them. So it doesn't get implemented. Holy shit, it's almost been 3 hours. Okay. I don't think I'm going to get anyone disagreeing about AI right now. We did have a few people who disagreed with me earlier, but everyone's kind of like gone away now. Chunga! How's it going? AI does not consider security when it's programming, and it doesn't have a full understanding of the code that is around what the segment is you're trying to get. And so frequently, people who are vibe coding are putting in snippets of code that end up causing more security risks. Yeah, no, I get the feeling that programming is going to be a very lucrative field in a little while because of people who vibe code. Wow. Okay, let me make sure I don't bump anything as I do this. Have you tried anything like GStack? Yeah, I've tried quite a few different tools. Hence why I've built my opinion the way I have. Going over a lot of the different offerings, seeing what they actually do, talking to other experts in the field to find out their opinion on those tools because I know I am not like an expert on everything. So I'm going to talk to other people who are experts to find out their opinion on things. Have AI audit the vibe coding, problem solved. Even then, AI does not take into account security issues. Like there's specific AIs that are designed to look for security issues, but they are not the same ones as the ones being used for programming. And then you still have to trust that the AI is telling you something that is accurate. AI has reviewed its own work and determined that the security is impeccable. Yeah, just tell the AI to be 100% accurate and never make mistakes. That'll solve the problem. Yeah, AI is well optimized for making demos. Yeah, like that's one of the things. Like it's designed to look good and be flashy, so people are more willing to use it. But once it's actually being used, that's when it kind of falls apart because it's no longer acting like a demo. Put in your prompt, you're an expert code reviewer. Do not make mistakes. Perfect. We have fixed all the AI prompts, so now they will never make a mistake again. Like if people were actually using AI to help learn how to code and actually learning and understanding it, that would be fantastic. But too many people are not actually using it to learn and understand. They're just using it to do the work for them. And we even see programmers who are slipping into that where they could actually write the code before, but they've been using AI more and more, and it just gets worse and worse. Can I pull up the video? What video? You think this site scared away the AI bros? GenSpark AI's new video? Oh no, what is it? Where would I find the video? Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay. So Changa, you have a coworker who was just reading off what Claude was telling them and not actually like explaining it more than that. That is sad and funny at the same time. Ugh. That is hilarious. It goes so badly, doesn't it? Oh, I'm also not in theater mode. That's so weird. Oh yeah, I don't have the actual video playing because I'll get a strike if I play the actual video. I did just read a comment saying that it listed itself. Oh my god, it straight up listed itself for sale on Facebook. Like, I genuinely wonder how much of these things is actually real and how much like they just make up for the sensationalized part of it. But that is hysterical. What's this spike right here? Also, it looked like it said that it posted a job opportunity. Claude found workers to work for it. That is hilarious. Like, that's the other thing is anytime I've seen like AI being used for something, it goes off the rails because it's not as constrained. Like, it's a very open algorithm that can do pretty much anything, just not quite that well. And so if you're not actively making it do the thing that you exactly need and putting the rails in place to guide it, then it just gets worse. It hired workers for $1,000 an hour. Yeah, okay. That just tells me everything about it. Like it like reinforces the stupidityness of it. I wish I still had the one on here. I had one on there at one point that was is usually wrong about things because it gets things incorrect so much. Okay. I need to go work on a couple of computers that I'm trying to get out so I can finish closing my shop. I have one that's taken way longer than it should have, but it's been a royal pain in the butt. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm gonna be working on something on Thursday. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna be working on live, but hey, if I get those micro SD cards that I ordered by Thursday, then I'll show those ones off on live stream and do the testing live. Um, I also need to hook up my other capture card so I can have a computer that is up here that I can switch to. Yeah. Okay. I am going to head off. Ooh, I have a multi-guest request. Is it one of the people who was complaining and then left? It also takes so long for TikTok to open this. Let's find out who the multi-guest was. Oh yeah, it was the person with a blank name who didn't understand that I own speakers, but I don't have any connected to the streaming system. that was exhausting. But I'm going to head out. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will be back live again on Thursday. And I need to get so much work done. I also need a nap. But I know I'm not going to get one. So I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.